Welcome back to Good Evening KU. I'm Cami.
And I'm Bella.
So for our men's basketball team, we have a game tomorrow night against UTEP at the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City.
Yes, we do, which used to be called the Sprint Center, and I refuse to call it the T-Mobile Center because I'm from Kansas City. I know you weren't here probably when it was called the Sprint Center.
I was not.
So you're like, I've only ever known it as a T-Mobile Center, but yeah, I refuse to call it that. But it is
But
there.
they play tomorrow. Good.
Yes.
And then on Saturday, there's a big border showdown with Mizzou. I'm super excited. Are you going to that game?
I'm actually not. I can't find tickets. I keep begging people for tickets, and I
gosh.
can't find any, so I'm really sad I don't get to go. But I know it'll be kind of fun because Christian Brown's brother, Parker Brown, actually plays at Mizzou, so it'll be a really interesting
Brother showdown.
I know. I always love when they would play each other, and they played together in high school, so when they separated for college, it was so heartbreaking for a lot of them, their family, and their friends. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to watch them play against each other.
That's awesome. And then speaking of Christian Brown, he was actually named the Big 12 Player of the Week this past week, which is awesome. That's really cool for him. Good for him.
That is very cool. Very
Super
cool.
awesome.
And the volleyball team advanced to the Sweet 16. So we just have all around amazing sports going on this semester.
Good.
That is great, especially with the football team, how they did this semester, and then, towards the end, and then the volleyball team, and then we've got the basketball team to look forward to. And I've heard we have an amazing team this year, so I'm really excited.
I'm super excited too. And then track, they had their first meet on Saturday, and there was actually a school record in shot put by Sasha Emelianov, which is really cool, and then a facility record by Zach Bradford in pole vaulting. So that's awesome.
That's very cool. I never did track. Did you ever do track in high school or anything?
Not in high school.
Okay.
Middle school, just for fun, like a little run club. But
yeah, see, running has never been my thing, never will be my thing. So I'm like, I don't really know what's going on when I watch track meets, but I think it's very cool. Like the whole pole vaulting thing, I knew some people did that in high school, and I was like, I'm so impressed with how they can get themselves over a bar like 12 feet tall. I have no idea.
I don't
know.
know
idea
either.
how that even works. But you went to Mass Street, and you got to see it for the first time.
Oh
How
my
was
gosh, it was seriously so cool. I mean, like, I'd heard that it gets like decorated every year, but to like see it, every single tree was lit up. I was like, I swear, I was tearing up in my car listening to Christmas music because I'm like obsessed with Christmas, like favorite thing ever. So it was so awesome. It was so fun to just like go down there with my friends, and it was super nice this past weekend. So you could actually like walk around without like totally freezing your butt off.
I know, that's how it was actually last year in December as well. I remember I was wearing tank tops in December. So it like made it so much fun to go down to Mass at night and watch all the lights and look at all the lights down the street. And then I know Dempsey's is decorated, and then it used to be called Quentin's, but I believe it's called the Ale House now. It's decorated. And then Snow Globe, of course. I know we were just talking about that. Yeah. So you were going to have to go to that. It is so fun. And they decorate it in different themes. So that's always my favorite part, is seeing the Snow Globe. And then I think it turns into like a ski resort type theme. So that's always so fun. You definitely have to go. Gonna go to that.
Seriously, it's so awesome. I love it. And then with it being December, that means finals are like next week. Are you ready for that?
Oh, no. Actually, I surprisingly don't have any tests, so that's great. It's all projects, so I'm slowly but surely getting there. How about you? How are you doing?
I also don't have any tests. That's super nice.
Yeah.
I've already finished one of my classes, so that's good. Another class I'm pretty much done with.
That's good.
So then I just have a couple more projects to do, and that's it. So I'm actually not too stressed, which is like very fortunate. I'm very lucky, but so it's super awesome.
I know, like I'm a junior, so like as I've gotten into college more, I'm like stressing out because I'm like, I actually like have to really try because some of the stuff actually matters for my real someday.
Yep.
So it's like such a different change from how it was even like pre-COVID when I was a freshman.
Yeah.
So very interesting.
Absolutely.
But there have been actually like with finals, I've been so surprised at how many sorority and fraternity events there have been in the last week and this coming week.
I know.
So have you gone to any?
I just went to one this past week, and it was like tacky Christmas themed.
Yes.
So everybody was in these like cute little Christmas costumes. It was so fun. It was so awesome.
That
like,
is
very
so
festive.
fun. I know we just had our date party at the Cave. Alpha Chi Omega did, and that was so fun. Such a cool venue.
Yeah.
I know that's like
where mine was too.
Nobody ever talks about the Cave. Nobody ever goes there. But when I was in high school, like the Cave was the deal. So I was so excited.
Awesome.
It was my first time going, so I was really excited to get to see it. But
Yeah.
winter break. Are you excited for winter break after all these finals and the semester?
It's like bittersweet. I'm super excited to go home again. I get to work. I work at this company called Shields. I absolutely love it. And then just to like see my friends and family again. I love Christmas, so that's good. But I'm also like, being away from here for a whole month is gonna be weird. Like, I don't know. And it's gonna be weird to like not share a tiny shoebox room with my roommate.
Yeah.
Be lonely every night.
Yeah, so weird. But I know this is gonna be my first like break that I'm actually staying. Well, I stayed this summer, but I was mainly home. I was home a lot this summer, but I'm staying like at my apartment this whole break, except for just like going to see my family for a week.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it'll be so different because it gets so like empty in Lawrence. It's like kind of sad, but I'm like excited to be able to like actually stay in my apartment and like have all my stuff and relax,
like chill out,
not have to be stressed about school. In
That's
my
the
apartment
other
for
nice thing. No alarms, like no tests, projects.
Oh, it'll be such a nice break. But,
yeah.
All right, I think that's all we have for this week. So have a great winter break and good luck on finals, and we'll be back with Emily.
Thanks, guys. I'm back with Chad Cushing. Chad is a freshman here at the J School, and he has a lot of involvement at the J School. So, Chad, just tell us a little bit about what you do for KU Athletics and the J School.
So, I am a photography intern for the KU Athletics Department of Photography and Design. I was the youngest intern on the staff this year. I had always wanted to take photos for the athletics department. Sports photography is one of my favorite things to do. And so, a lot of my involvement with the J School, I wanted to be a part of Media Crossroads. I wanted to do the Playmakers, the Rookie Takeover, all that stuff involving sports, because sports media is what I wanted to do with myself throughout high school. And I have had a fantastic time so far taking photos for all the athletic events. Obviously, basketball season starting up, and that's kind of what my niche is, I guess, is basketball photography. So I'm really excited to see what this year has in store. I shot late night already. I shot the basketball game against Tarleton State. And obviously, I'm hoping to shoot the game this weekend against Missouri, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and have you had any involvement with photography before coming to KU, or was this kind of something you just started once you got here?
I actually started taking photos during high school. I was very fortunate to have a good athletic department that I could take photos for, and they actually compensated me for the photos I was taking. So I was on staff taking photos for all the teams we had. And through taking photos for our high school, I took photos of a lot of other high schools in the San Diego area. And what's great recently is the social media scene around high school sports, especially high school basketball, is a big deal. And living in Southern California, I get to take photos of like LeBron James Jr., Mikey Williams, all those really popular guys you see on your phone all the time. And obviously, when you take photos of those kind of guys, they're going to blow up, they're going to gain traction. So that's how my business kind of started to get moving. Cushing Creations is what I call my stuff, my Instagram handle. But that's how I really started to kind of get moving. And then from there, you meet all the different companies, their representatives, their photographers, their videographers. And so that was the benefit of taking photos, especially in Southern California, to help me out, get my stuff moving on.
Yeah, and obviously every photographer has kind of like their own style. How would you describe yours, and what influenced your style in photography?
I think that my style is very artistic. I see the games I take photos of from the point of view of the athlete. I played baseball all throughout my athletic career, and I've obviously tried to play other sports. I'm a big fan of everything. And so I try and look at each game I shoot as doing something different than where everyone else is. One of my favorite shots that I've ever taken, it was at the CIF championship game. Mikey Williams and San Ysidro. It was a packed house. There was like 4,000 people there. And for the opening warm-ups when they were coming out, all the other photographers and videographers we're at the end of the line where they come out like they do the handshakes and then they go to center court.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm gonna move on the other side of the court. And the other side of the court, I got this great shot of him coming out of the tunnel and shaking his guys' hands, and then the whole entire student section behind him. So I kind of used that as like my moment of like, everyone else was doing this thing, so I'm gonna do something completely different,
Yeah.
and that's how I kind of look at shooting those games.
Well, that's really cool. It definitely sets your pictures apart. What would you recommend to someone who's maybe trying to get into photography or just into the scene at the J School? How do you recommend they start?
I think the community right now surrounding photography, digital media, and stuff on social media is exactly what we want it to be. You can have an account done in a minute, and you can get to work posting photos and whatever the heck you do even sooner. So I think that I've built a lot of great friends throughout the community, and obviously met a lot more at KU through the Media Crossroads department and everyone else who's working in the athletics department. So I think that if you have a passion for creativity and wanting to create art, that there's no better time to do it than right now, thanks to all the opportunities we have. Social media, you can rent a camera in the J School if you want to go shoot a game. And it's I understand it's expensive to get into. Camera gear and all the stuff the professionals are using is very expensive. But just like everyone else, I started on a lesser expensive camera. And once you start to build a style and you're like, I'm outperforming this camera and I like this enough, I'm gonna invest in myself so that that camera that you invested in is gonna reciprocate the more over time, the more you take photos and then you start getting paid for it. So the investment is worth it if you are really passionate about creating.
Well, that's really good advice. Thank you so much for
Of course.
joining us.
Thank you for having me.
After this short break, we'll be back with the news.
37% of teens are cyberbullied. 95% of teens say they have an online presence. 23% of students say they have bullied someone. Before you post, think, is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? Or is it kind? For more information, visit stopbullying.gov.
Most people check their phones 58 times a day. Americans spend an average of 5.4 hours on their phone daily. 51% of users check their phones a few times an hour. Too much time spent on your phone can lead to depression, anxiety, and insomnia. Put your phone down. Your text will be there later. Your friend won't.
I'm Margaret.
And I'm Kristen. This is your Monday Good Evening KU News Update.
Former Senator Bob Dole died on Sunday at the age of 98. Dole's political career is legendary as he served a quarter century in the Senate, as well as bids for vice president in 1976 and president in 1996. The Russell, Kansas native served in World War II and was wounded in Italy. Both the Dole Institute and the Dole Human Development Center are campus buildings named after him.
The Lawrence Douglas County Public Health Office has reported more than 100 new cases of COVID-19 over the past week. While no cases of the new Omicron variant have been reported in Kansas, the county has nearly 500 active cases and 8 patients in the Lawrence Hospital. Nearly 2/3 of the county residents are vaccinated and 20% have received their booster shot.
According to a study from Michigan State University, the job market for college graduates is bouncing back. The study said that virtual interviews are making it easier for employers and recruiters to hold national searches. College graduates are also benefiting from online interviews as it saves on travel costs.
And in sports, the volleyball team won its first 2 matches at the NCAA tournament to advance to the Sweet 16 round. The Jayhawks defeated Oregon on Thursday and then 13th-seeded Creighton on Friday to become one of just 2 unseeded teams to advance. KU will take on the number 3 seed Pittsburgh at noon on Thursday.
Both the men's and women's basketball teams picked up big wins this weekend to improve their records to 6-1 and 7-1 respectively. The men won another game in New York, knocking off St. John's 95-75. Christian Brown scored a career-high 31 points to lead the Jayhawks.
And on Sunday afternoon, the KU women came back to defeat SEC foe Vanderbilt 74-67. Junior Holly Kerskeeter scored 16 points and the Jayhawks made 11 of 11 free throws down the stretch to knock off the Commodores.
Next up for the men is a trip down I-70 where KU will host UTEP at the T-Mobile Center in downtown Kansas City. Tip-off is tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Then on Saturday afternoon, Kansas will host Missouri at Allen Fieldhouse. Coach Self said that the Miners play in the same style as last year.
Well, they returned, I believe, 4 of the starters. So personnel's similar. You know, they lost the big kid that really hurt us last year. He's at Tech. So I'd say style's much different. This team will pressure more.
The women have only one game this week. The Jayhawks will host Santa Clara on Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m.
That's all we have for our news update today. After the break, Braden will be here with the weather for this week and finals week. Stay tuned.
Living a healthy lifestyle can be very important. Make sure you get plenty of exercise every day. Even your dogs could use exercise and water. Look like this, not like this. Look like this, not this.
Did you know that in the United States, between 9 and 12 million kids don't have internet access at home for school and remote learning? This issue is called the digital divide and has become more prevalent as schools become more reliant on computers and cell phones for school. The problem is families with low incomes are not able to provide internet access for their children, putting them at a disadvantage in school compared to other kids who can afford devices like iPhones and Mac computers. For more information, please visit everyoneon.org so we can close the gap on the digital divide.
Hi, I'm Braden. Welcome back, and I'm here to give you your weather. So, tomorrow we're going to be seeing pretty windy winds, and later in the week we'll warm back up. It's pretty cold today, but we'll see those record warm temperatures return into finals week even, and I'll talk about that at the end. So right now it's 36. Like I said, it's pretty cold it's average for this time of year, but it's colder than what we've been used to. And it's pretty windy. Winds are from the northwest at 13 miles an hour. Tonight we're going to see a low of 26. It's going to be one of the coldest nights of this week. Winds will be from the south at 5 miles per hour, and clouds will be increasing through the night. And tomorrow the high will be 43. Winds will be a little bit breezy, 10 to 15 miles per hour, and gusts will be up to 25 miles per hour, and the skies will be cloudy. And for your 7-day forecast, like I said, through the middle of the week we'll start to warm up, and by Friday we'll be seeing a high of 66 for that stop day, and our weekend will be a little bit colder, but as we move into finals week, we're going to have record warm temperatures. You can see that on Wednesday we're going to have a high of 68, but winds will be from the south all week for the most part, and they'll be pretty windy from 10 to 15 miles per hour. And that's all I have for you, so good evening, KU.